Hello, good morning friends. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the QR PDF reports in Odoo. In our earlier videos we have already discussed how to create a new PDF report from scratch. Also we have shown you how to make changes inside existing PDF reports. So here in this session we will see how we can call or how we can execute a Python function in time of generating a report. So if I go to the hospital and if I print the patient's card that we have already created, so yet if you haven't watched how to create a PDF report, you can check our playlist, that is Odoo development tutorials, and in that playlist you can see all those videos in the correct order. So in this screen, that is patient screen, we have already added print options and we have already enabled the print of PDF report as well as Excel report. So when we printing the patient card PDF report, that is this report, we need to execute a Python function. Suppose in right now if you check this code, that is patient card, if I go to the PyCharm and if I take my custom module, the OM hospital, and inside the reports, this is the files related with the report. First of all, I have added a report tag, that is report id is given, string as patient card, model is specified, report type was given as QR PDF, and name and file is given, and in the patient underscore card.xml file I have defined the corresponding template. So that's all what we have done to create the patient card PDF report. So let's see the case. Suppose if we need more data into that report, so suppose if I print this report, that is patient card. Okay, if I open this report, you can see we have basic information like age, group, phone number, and name of the patient is here. Also image is not coming because we haven't given the image for the patient. So suppose, let's see what if the case we need to get more data from some other models, like if we need to print the appointment details or some medical prescription, like that things has to be added into this report. We cannot do all those things from the XML itself. In that case we need to get a Python function, that is we need to execute a Python function and we have to get data from the database and we have to report those, we have to return those values into the report, that is XML. So let's see how we can do that. So we will see how we can call a Python function when printing an PDF report in Odoo version 12. So here you can see there is I have already taken the QR reports Odoo documentation, and if I scroll down you can have a look at this, that is the Odoo documentation 12 reference reports.html. So if I scroll down you can see there is a page called custom reports. Yeah, this is the custom reports. Here you can see the report model has a default getHTML function that looks for a model named report.module.report name. If it exists, it will use it to call the QAB engine. Otherwise, a generic function will be used. If you wish to customize your reports by including more things in the template, like records of other model, for example, you can define the model, override the function rent.html, and pass the objects in the doc.arg dictionary. So this doc says that while you are printing a report, the system or the code will check for whether there is a model in the particular name, that is report.module. That is, suppose our module is OM hospital, report.module dot, that is report.om hospital dot patient card. So system will check whether there is a model, and if there is a model it will check whether there is a render HTML function is defined. So if it is defined, system will execute that function. So what we have to do is that we have to do the same. We have to define an models.abstract model with the name, that is we have to give the name like name, report.module name dot report name. Then we have to define the render HTML function. So this is the, you can see this is the documentation given for the version 12, but it's not updated. We cannot see a function named render HTML in Odoo version 12. So if I go to the PyCharm and if I search render HTML here, if I search render HTML inside the Python file, you can see there is no function with the name render HTML. Render HTML was there in Odoo version 10. I'm not sure with version 11. Anyway, it has been changed in Odoo version 12. In version 12, the name is diff underscore get report values. That is what render HTML in Odoo version 12. That is diff get report values. So if I search get report values, you can see there are a lot of function with the name. You can see here we are getting and returning the things to the reports. So what we can do is that we have to define a new class of abstract model with the name report.module name dot report name. Then inside that model class we have to define a function diff underscore get report values, and inside that function we can write the Python codes such a way where that we can fetch the records from the database and we can return these things to the reports. You can see here the things are returning. The returning things will go to the template, that is XML. So all these variables we are returning here can be accessed inside the template. So let's see how we can do the same for our patient card report. So this is the patient card XML file, and I will add a new file that is for adding the new model. So I'll just create a new Python file. I'll give the name as patient card. Sorry, this type of mistake. Patient card. Okay, that's done. So you can see I have added a new class that is patient card, and let me copy an existing sample. So I'll just from here I'll just copy this, Control C, and I will add it to our file, and I'll just remove the unnecessary lines. Okay, that's done, and exception is not treated for our case. I'll just remove this. Okay, that's done. So I have imported from Odoo import API fields and models, so no need to import the fields here in this case. Okay, that's done. And class, I'll give the class name as patient card report. Patient card report, you can give the name as per your need. So there is a typo mistake, patient card report. And while giving the name for the class, you should take care that is the syntax is report dot module name. So our module name is this OM underscore hospital, so I have to give it here OM underscore hospital. So that's done. Report dot module name. Then you have to give your report name. So if I go to the report.xml file, you can see report underscore patient is my report name. So I'll just copy that, Control C, and I will paste it here inside the name. So what we have done is that we have created a new class of type abstract model, and the name is given as report dot module name, that is OM hospital, and the report name, that is this template name report underscore patient is given here. Then you can give a description. I'll just give the description as patient card report, like that. You can give a name. So that's done. You have defined a new class. Now you have to define get report values function. So you can give an API model, and I'll just copy an existing sample, and if I search inside the code you can get a lot of samples. So I'll just copy these things, Control C, and I will paste it here. So I'll just remove what I have added. So what I have done is I have just copied a sample of get report values from the Odoo core itself and then just paste it here. So as I have added a new Python file, I must call it inside the init file. So we'll go to the init file and just import from .import file name, that is patient card. So that's done. We have defined a new Python file and we have imported it inside the init file. So let's see what happens right now if I print the report. So right now you will get an error while you print the report. So I'll just add a print statement. Yes, entered here in the function. So I'll just see while printing the report whether this function is getting called or not. So I'll just restart the service. So you can see the service is restarted. So now I'll just upgrade the module. So I'll go to the apps menu, and from the apps menu I will upgrade the module. So I have already told you can upgrade the module from the UI, or you can do it from the terminal itself. So I will just prefer to do from the UI here. So I'll just upgrade our module, that is I'm upgrading the module hospital management after defining the get report values function. So let's see what happens if I print the report again. So I'll just clear the logs for better understanding. So let's see whether this will get printed or not. So I'll go to the hospital and then to the patients, and I'll just click on patient card. So I'm expecting to get an error, but still that print will come inside the log. So I'll just click on the patient card XML. Yes, as I expected, you are getting an error. And let's see, yes, it has been printed. That is, the function get executed on printing the report. So currently you are getting that error message because we haven't make any changes here. We have just copied and put the things self.get name, that functions are not there. Anyway, let's see what is there inside the error message. Key error, that is definitely from these sections. So what I will do is that let me print the model and see what I'm getting here. So I'll just print the model, and also I'll print the data also, doc IDs. So I'll just control D, I'll copy doc IDs. Doc IDs is this, and data probably it will be empty. Inside the doc IDs we will get the ID of the record where we are printing the report. So I'll just restart the service once again, and I will go to the front end and I'll print the report so that the function will get executed. So I'll just click on the patient card again, and I will go to the log section. You can see in the doc IDs I'm getting the ID of these record, that is this is hospital.patient. You can see ID is 1. So that ID is you are getting inside the doc IDs. Okay, we have the record IDs in the doc IDs. Model is none, and inside the data enable editor false report type is PDF. So data is not necessary as of now. So I'll just remove this line. I'm not getting model and I'm getting doc IDs. Let's doc IDs stay there. And inside the docs, you can see docs has to be returned to the report. So you can see if I go to the patient card.xml, you can see we are iterating the doc. So we must return doc to the docs to the report. So that is patient card. Inside the docs, what we need is the object of the corresponding thing. That is, inside to the docs variable we have to return object of this model. That is, I have to return hospital.patient of 1 to the docs. So I'll go to the Python file self.env model name. So my model name is this, that is hospital.patient. I have to get this. So I'll copy the model name and I'll just paste the model name here and browse doc IDs. So I have to browse this. So inside the browse doc IDs, I will give this. I can give it's a list doc IDs of 0. I will give it like that. So what we will do is that inside the doc we are passing the object of the current record. That is, to the docs we are passing hospital.patient of 1. So because inside the template we are using docs as O. To get O dot like values, you can see O dot patient name, like that we are using inside the report template. So we have to pass the docs. So that's done. Docs is done. Okay, docs is passed. Doc model, I will give the model as, I'll paste it, sorry, I'll just paste this doc model as hospital.patient. So I'll give it here. So that's done. In the doc IDs, what should I pass? Let me see. Docs, and all these functions are not necessary as of now. I'll just remove these lines, and let me remove these also and see whether it cause any issues. So I'll just restart the service and let me print the report. Earlier when we are trying to print the report, we were getting error messages. Let's see what happens right now. So I'll go to the print button and click on patient card, and let's wait until the report is getting generated. You can see there is no issues right now, and if I open the report, You can see this is what we were getting earlier when we have checked the first time. Now also you can see the function is getting executed. So suppose if you need to return some values, like suppose right now we have called a Python file on executing the report, and let's see how we can return some extra values from here. Suppose if I need to fetch the appointments of these patients and return it to the XML template, let's see how we can do that. So currently I have the patient ID here, that is inside the doc IDs I have the patient ID. So from the Python function I can just fetch the appointments of this patient. So I will give an appointments. I'll just add a variable self.env. I have to specify the model name of appointments. So this is appointments, and the model name is hospital.appointment. So I'll just copy this model name and I will paste it here. Dot search. I'm searching the appointments of this patient. So which was the patient field. So if I check the field name, so I'll just activate the developer mode from here. So the developer mode can be activated from the either from the URL or from the settings menu. So the field name is patient ID. So I'll give a domain like patient ID equal to this one, doc IDs of 0. Copy this. Okay, that's done. And if I print the appointments, so I'll just fetch the appointments of these patients and I just print about appointments here to see what we are getting. So once more I will click on the print button. So I'll go to the patient's record and I will click on the patient card. So you can see the report is coming. You can see appointments, we are getting one appointment with the ID hospital.appointment of 1. So that was the appointment you are seeing here. Let's see the ID. You can see active ID is, sorry, the ID is 1. So we are getting these appointments there inside our code. Then we have to return this appointment to the report. So if you need to get these appointments there inside the report, so I'll just make a dictionary, or you can just make it in the format you need. So right now I'm expecting a single record. So inside the search condition I'll just add a limit equal to 1, or just to ensure if there is multiple records. Right now I'm doing the code for a single record, so you can just adjust the things accordingly. Suppose you are getting multiple records, you may have to create a data control set. I'll do one thing for app in appointments. Vals equal to, I'll just create a dictionary of these appointments. So you can see this is appointment name. I'll give the name key, that is app.name. What I'm doing is that I'm fetching the records from the database and I'm converting it as a dictionary, and I'll pass that dictionary to the report template. So if I take on the appointment name, registration note, that is notes. So notes, app.notes. Also I have to pass the appointment date if possible. So the date is empty now, appointment date. So in the key I'll give us date, or let it's appointment date itself, appointment date. So I'll just create a small dictionary. Okay, fine, and I'll define a list here. I'll show you the case, don't get confused or don't get worried, or if you're not getting understand the things, just wait a few minutes, you will get all the points. And towards this list I will append the vals. Dot append vals, that's done. So let's return this appointment list in this in here. So what we have done is we have searched the appointments of the corresponding patient inside the hospital.appointment model. Then we will get all the records in the appointments variable. Then we have iterated that variables over a for loop, and we have taken a single records, and each record is added into the vals, and then we have added all those things inside a list, and we have finally returned the list to the template. So let's see what happens right now inside the template. So we can access the appointments in the template using this variable, that is appointment list. So before going to that, let's create one more appointment for this patient itself, that is Odoo mates. So I'll go to the appointments, and from here I will create some few more appointments. Test report. Okay, that's done. Okay, I'll specify the date also. Okay, so I have added 2 appointments for this patient, that is Odoo mates, and we are going to print these appointments inside the patient card. So then that's done. So we will return the appointment list to the, so I'll just print this to see what is there inside the appointment list. So let's see what's coming there inside the appointment list. So I'll just click on the print button here, so patient card, and if I go to the log section, so in the appointment list, in the appointment list you will get name HP001, not subscribe the channel, appointment date, like that you can get a list. So using this we can print the inside the XML. So now the changes has to be done inside the report.xml. Here I'll just search for a for loop for each inside the XML. So I'll change the filter to the XML T for each TS line. So I'll just copy this. Here at the end of the table I will add a new T for each. So T for each, here we will get this appointment list what we are passing from the Python file. So I'll just copy this key appointment list and I will paste it here. Okay, T for each appointment list app. Okay, then I can print the things here. So I will just do it as a table. Control C. Okay, I will put it as a table, and inside the table I'll close the table here, and I'll print each line as a table row, tr and td. Control Z. So I'll just print app dot name, that is, I'm not sure app dot name has to be given like this, or I think it has to be given like this. Sorry, you cannot give like this, sorry. Okay, ts has to be given ts equal to, you have to give it like this, app dot name, that is, we will get all the appointment list here and we will iterate it over the for loop. That is, you can see what we have done is, here is that appointment list. Inside the appointment list we will get this variable, that is this entire dictionary, and in the app we will get these record, that is this small dict, and we will print first that dict, then we will come to this dictionary. So app dot name is printed, then I have to print app dot notes. I'll copy this line, Control C, and I will paste it here, and I will change the field name as app.notes. So that's done. Then I have to print appointment date. So I will print that inside the last TD, that is table column. I'll just add it here and I'll copy this appointment date and I'll put it here. Now let's see what happens if I upgrade the module and print the report again. So I'll go to the UI and I will upgrade the module. So from the apps menu, I will search for the hospital module and I will just upgrade the module to get the changes. That is, we have made changes inside the XML file, so we have to upgrade the module for getting the changes. So let's wait until the module get upgraded. So now we will go to the hospital and then to the patients, and we will just upgrade the module. Sorry, we will print the report. So if I print the patient report, you can see you are getting error. Dict object has no attribute name. So we have to give not like this, we have to give it like this, which was I got confused. Apps dot notes. You have to give it like this as it is a dictionary. So that's done. Sorry. So that's done. So let's upgrade the module once more and see the change. So I'll go to the apps menu again and I will search for the hospital and I will upgrade the module. So what was the mistake is we have just given us app.name, app.notes and app.appointment. Actually it was a dictionary, so we have to give app of name, app of notes and app of appointment. So app is coming from TS. So the module is got upgraded. So let's see what happens. So I'll just print the report again. You can see there is no error, everything is coming. If I open the report, there won't be proper alignment. You can see HP001 subscribe the channel, so it's coming from these HP001 subscribe the channel, notes is coming there, and HP002 test report. So you can see this is the things is coming from the Python file. So this is how we can call a Python file when generating a report. So what you have to do is that you have to add a class that is of model abstract.model and you have to give name like report.module name. Then you have to give the report template name. So here if you check patient card.xml, my template name is report patient. So I have copied this and I have given it here. So don't forget the format report.module name dot template name. Then you can give a description. Then you have to define a function with the name get report values. So that's done. And from here you have to return docs for must, because here you can see in the template I'm using the docs as object of the corresponding record. So I have browsed that record like this self.hospital.patient browse doc IDs and return there. So I don't want to make any changes there inside the template. So that is just not necessary to return docs. I have returned it because I'm using docs a variable here, so I have to return that. If I don't have t4h docs as o here, I don't want to return that. So as I'm using that, I have already returned this. Then doc model is given as hospital.patient. Inside the data it's not necessary, I'm not taking any data inside the report, so I'll just remove this line. And inside the appointment lines I have added some data from the database, that is to show the use of the data, this function, that is to fetch something from the database. I have added fetch all the appointments of this patient using this code, and I iterated this over a for loop and add all these values inside a dictionary, and that list is passed inside to the report. And inside the report I can access all the appointments that I passed from the Python file, that is appointment lines. Appointment list. So you will get appointment list here. So I'll just iterate over a for loop, then printed the things. So finally I get the output here as you see here in the screen. So that's all about how to call a Python file when printing the report. If you like our video, please subscribe the channel and like and support us. If you have any queries, don't hesitate to contact us over the mail or over the YouTube comments. You can do that. So thanks.